Guys, we are back. I have a big, snowball microphone. Anyways, welcome. I'm Kara from Kara's Quest. It's been so long since I've been around questing with you guys, and why is that? Well, new update. I started a podcast, and some of you might have seen that when you've seen that I've posted just like the audio clips of some of my episodes. But I thought, why not try to do a podcast episode, record it while I'm here talking to you guys? And potentially I could eventually do it a little bit more high quality. I have a mic now, but as you can see, I'm in the basement and it all needs to be blurred out except for apparently that chair. They think the recording Zoom thinks it's half of my head, so I don't even know. But I have a friend who might was offering to help me out to maybe do some more high quality podcast recording and visual, so I might do that. But I just wanted to tell you guys what was up. My podcast is called Money and Mental Peace, and I help students graduate from college debt free. So actually the tagline is find God's path for college and graduate loan and debt free. So it's also partnering with God in all of the situation. You might be asking, am I done with reaction videos then? Not necessarily. I would love to react to whenever NF will come out with another album. And some 21 Pilots. And I'm not against doing other groups too. It's just I've been leaning more into this um podcast space, and so I might do some reaction, some of this. So if you guys like this, if you like a visual podcast, let me know. Maybe I'll do some more of it. So yeah, so this is still Kara's Quest, my YouTube. I don't know, maybe the name will be changed later, and we're gonna record a podcast episode today. So, okay, catching you up to date on what in the world's going on. So, this episode is episode 129 of my podcast called 3 Tips to Make Sure You're Following God's Plan for Your Major. Yeah, sounds kind of tough, but helpful, right? If you're in college and trying to hear God's plan for your major. So, did you ever feel like me? I knew God was super important, but I didn't always know how to feel near to him or to hear from him or to tap into his thoughts to get guidance on what to do next or even stay in college or just work or whatever else. I get it. So that's why we're talking today about 3 tips to make sure you're following God's plan for your major. But before that, I have something to tell you guys about because I've made this into a business actually. So here are my questions. Do you ever wish there was a way to relieve anxiety over paying for college? What about know how to find easy scholarships to apply for or know that you're following God's plan for your major? Yeah. What about get an easy student job where you're essentially paid to do your homework? Yes, paid. Okay. Basically, would you like to follow a step-by-step plan on how to finish school debt-free? So imagine if you walked into next semester knowing exactly how you were going to pay for the rest of college. And you knew that you were aligned with God's will for what you're studying. Imagine if you actually finished school with no debt, no loans, but also no other debt too, right? And felt confident in the school and career choices you were making. This is possible for you too, because I did it and I will teach you how. I myself was able to graduate not only with no loans, but also I even had $10,000 left in my bank account at graduation. Plus, I felt more connected to God and was confidently following him. So that's why I created this online course called the Debt Free College Blueprint. This is where I teach you how to find God's path for college and graduate loan and debt free. In this course, you will be able to develop a God focused, debt free mindset, confidently keep a college budget, choose a quality school that makes you money, not makes you money, saves you money. Hopefully in the future it makes you money, right? Plus find free classes, cheap textbooks, amazing scholarships, all the things. All of this while ensuring God stays at the center of your college journey. So I'm so excited. So if you're listening to this, watching this later, I will still have the online course. But right now is November 11th, 2022. And today, November 11th through November 18th. So 1 week. Not only could you buy this course and get 20% off of the Debt Free College Blueprint, but you could also get 2 amazing first ever bonuses. Well, not could, you would if you buy it today. So the first bonus is this extra training I am adding into the course for those buying within this next week. It's called Choose Your God-Led Major. Super important, right? Bonus number 2, the first 5 people that purchase this week will get a free 30-minute scholarship strategy session with me. So imagine that you can know that you're like following your God-led major. Then you have a scholarship strategy session with me for free to start like planning out how you're going to pay for it. And then alongside this course, now this is part of the course no matter what, if you buy now or later, right? Those 2 are the bonuses. But plus, not only do you now have strategy for your scholarships, but you also get access to my entire scholarship database for free. So these are all the scholarships I've compiled for my clients over the last few years because I generally do like scholarship research for people. That's over 350 scholarships with over $1.5 million in potential scholarship earnings. So like you have to go apply for them, right? But like I have them listed out and laid out criteria for each. So I would love for you to head over to debtfreecollegeblueprint.com and you can use the code. I can talk. You can use the code holiday sale at checkout to get 20% off. Again, that is debtfreecollegeblueprint.com, and I'll have the link down below in the description and all the things. And use the code holiday sale at checkout to get 20% off. I can't wait to help you graduate debt-free with confidence and clarity over where God is taking you. So now that we went through that fun spiel, it's just fun to have like you guys like on YouTube connect to like my podcast listeners. I don't know, like have you ever had like a party and your friends from church meet your friends from school and you're like, what is life? Like all my people are together. It's weird. Anyways, we're going to get into recording the episode for the podcast. So this was kind of just like this intro for you guys. And I'm going to go over into my podcast recording and hit record. Okay, guys, we are back into the episode. And one cool thing, if y'all are listening on the podcast right now, I am not only recording a podcast episode, but I am actually recording a video to put on YouTube. Yes, you might not have known that I have a YouTube. It will be in the description, show notes stuff below. But if you can't find it, it is called Kara's Quest. And I used to just do a bunch of reaction videos, and I still might do more at some point. So go enjoy those. But I'm thinking about maybe putting some videos of me recording my podcast episodes on there, maybe. So let me know if you like that. Go ahead and join us. So we're getting back into the episode. So what are we talking about today, right? 3 tips to make sure you're following God's plan for your major. So again, I want to revisit this point. Like, do you feel like I did? You knew that God was super important. Like, you know, he should be connected in your life, but you don't always know how to feel near to him or hear from him or feel like you're walking alongside him or tap into his thoughts to get guidance on what to do next. I get it. I have felt that way before too. And I have 3 tips to just like get going on that. And they might be like, you might be like, well, yeah, Kara, those are obvious, but I want like these secrets. And there's not like some deep secret of like, you spin around 3 times and say the magic words and it works. It's really coming alongside God to hear and follow his plan for your major and for college. Okay. So, the first step is actually having time with God. Actually having God time. Like that's super important. What does that mean? Time with God is prayer. Time with God is reading your Bible. But if before that like freaks you out or like makes you like start yawning already, I want to tell you about something. If you want, go ahead and look back at this podcast at episode 124. Episode 124 is how to pray super low key and low pressure while in school. Listen, guys, praying is just talking to God. And what I mean by that is like you're in the car, you have like 10 minutes to drive to school. You're not turning music on. You're just leaving it silent, you and God talking. But what's the talking to God? It's literally like, I'm driving down the road, okay? I'm like, "Hey, God, like, I really like that tree over there. That's a cool looking tree." I just passed it. And, you know, I'm so glad that I have heat in this car because Michigan winters are frigid, or wherever you're at. And then you're like, I'm kind of worried about this test I have later today. Like, I'm kind of stressed about it. Can you help me have peace in it and know how to answer the questions? And then, oh yeah, Christmas is coming up. Oh man, I have to buy presents. Like, talking to God is just this whatever is going on in your mind, because your mind is going from one thing to the next to the next. It's just saying those things as though you're telling God about it. That is talking to God. That's praying. Now, there are further steps you can do on like really going, step by step through things you're concerned on and praying over it and asking for his guidance. I 100% would love for you to do that as well. But I'm just trying to like release the pressure so that you know that prayer is just like rambling your thoughts, and the literal God of the universe wants to hear them and hang out with you over them. And then after you just like ramble for 5-10 minutes, I would encourage you at the very end of that to just be like, God, I don't always feel like it, but I want you. Like I want to be close to you and follow your plan and feel your guidance and, you know, feel like you have illuminated a path before me that's not all murky and confusing. I want that, but I don't always know how to get that connection. Will you please help me? It's just an honest statement of like, he knows how you're feeling, but just like that you want to stay connected like that. You know what I mean? And then what is that with having, God time, reading the Bible. So I have some devotions on my podcast you can go listen to, but you could also just like go to Our Daily Bread devotional. You can get a book or you go to the website Our Daily Bread, and they have short devotional for every day, and they have it also in audio format you can listen. So literally you could be driving somewhere, you could spend, I don't even think it's 5 minutes, probably like 3 minutes or something, listen to this devotions. They have a little story, they read some of the Bible, a passage, and then use the rest of the time just rambling to God whatever's on your mind, right? And then just asking him for your help. That 5-10 minutes, that's God time. But the kicker is we don't just do that once and then do it 2 months later. Like, think of working out. Okay, if you want to get like six pack, right? You don't go once or twice or even just 4 or 5 times and leave and be like, man, this is not working. I don't have a six pack. Like, it takes time, right? Now with God, he totally could drop a direction right in front of you after one day, but it's an analogy, right? Bear with me. So daily time with God is like daily doing little tears in your muscles. It's like doing crunches or sit-ups or push-ups every day, not just doing 1,000 in one day. Like, ouch. It would be like doing 10 every day. And over the period of time, it builds. I encourage you to imagine building your spiritual muscles. That is how you tap into, and I don't mean in some magical way, but like you connect with God to keep hearing and following his guidance for your life. And what does that mean if he's guiding you? It's not always an audible voice. Sometimes it's reading stuff in the Bible and you get advice like, oh, you probably shouldn't go that way because that person seems like dishonest. So I probably shouldn't connect with them. And then that might lead you to this other direction and God opens a door for something. Or if he closes a door, meaning like you don't get this one job, then obviously if you can't get the job, then that's not him guiding you to it. Like, but just staying connected with him is super important. Okay. That was just tip number 1. We got to get going on this. Tip number 2 is having Christian community to have this support with. And that's hard sometimes, right? I mean, it's hard to find that, but even if you're not at like, well, first off, I encourage you to be at a church, but even if you don't have like people your age at the church or whatever, there's usually a group at the college, or sometimes there are groups online of like, for those people who aren't near church and then they develop a group online. Even it's just asking God, can you bring me some Christian friends to be in community with? Because so many times that I like heard about an opportunity from other people. Like when I got my full ride choir scholarship to our community college, I heard it from other people and then it worked out. or you can ask advice, or you can so ask for prayer. And just walking alongside community and doing life with people, that is also just even that is God's plan for you. Like, I don't know exactly which community, but just that the Bible talks about being in community and fellowship with Christians, you know, however that is in some shape or form, that is God's guidance for your life. You know what I mean? Okay. And then thirdly, I want you to do some journaling or keeping track or whatever of your research and counsel and all the things. So this is where you actually go do stuff. Have you actually shadowed people in the career you're interested in? Have you researched into what like a day-to-day work is? Like, do you want the stress level of being an ER nurse, or would you rather something else? Or do you love that? You know, do you know what you're getting into with how much you earn? For example, teachers don't earn that much, but I'm not saying don't go into teaching. It's a beautiful, noble profession, but just like intentionally know and get into it. Have you actually done your research? Have you actually set aside an hour or two some Saturday and prayed over this and looked into it more? And it probably will take more than an hour or two to decide on your major. I'm just saying, have you put focus time into it, or shadowed someone, or are you just kind of thinking of it here and there? The third point is I encourage you to just have some focused time, asking for God's help, and then looking into research, journaling your ideas, having God time each day to ask for his help, bringing those ideas to Christian community and counsel and asking, what do you guys think of this? Or have you heard of this? Or do you know of anyone that's in this career that I could shadow? All that together ties into 3 tips to make sure you're following God's plan for your major. And do you want a little extra help? I just want to remind you guys that that one bonus on my online course I'm selling is the Choose Your God-Led Major extra training that you could get if you buy this over this next week. And alongside with that, we have bonus number 2. For the first 5 people that purchase, you get I can't talk. You get a free 30-minute scholarship strategy session with me. And alongside the course, which takes you step by step through graduating debt-free, you get my entire scholarship database, which includes over $1.5 million in potential scholarship earnings if you apply for and receive them. I would love to walk alongside you guys with this sort of thing. Please head on over to debtfreecollegeblueprint.com and use the code holiday sale at checkout to get 20% off. And again, this could be a Christmas present. You could ask for this for Christmas and birthday or whatever. But I really ask that God would guide you and give you provision to know what to study and to pay for college debt free. All right, guys. Thanks. Have a great one. All right, all of you people who are watching on YouTube, you get the extra. Okay, I just finished the recording for the podcast. I'm hitting save right now, but I am technically still recording with you guys. Anyways, that was kind of a new experience. I thank you for joining my hazy world around me. There it is. There it is. Of recording with Blur in the background in the basement. And we'll see if I can do more of this, set up better recording situation. But if you like this sort of thing or want more reaction videos or want to go join the podcast, whatever, just comment below. I'd love to have you. Subscribe and like if you're interested. And come follow me on Instagram as well at Money and Mental Peace. I hope you guys have a great day, guys. And I can't remember. Okay, what was my sign off for YouTube? Okay. Go have a quest of your own today. Ha. Get it? Okay. Anyways. Bye.